Hi, folks. Andrew here at Top Fitness Strategies. Okay, this week is all about the workout. We're going to talk about the workout. And right away, when I say the word workout, what do you think? You think going to the gym, pumping some iron, getting on that bench press, bench pressing the Buick, whatever? Or are you talking getting on the bicycle and riding? Or are you thinking of walking around the block? I don't know what your definition of workout is. So that's a broad term. So let's get a little bit more specific than just saying workout, because you have different kinds of workouts. For instance, you have the HIIT, which is a high-intensity interval training. Then you have another thing called a LISS, which is low-intensity steady state. So that would be a good example would be getting on a stationary bike and riding at the same level for 45 minutes. That's low-intensity, steady state. I am not a fan of that for a workout. Now, if you want to go bike riding with your sweetie, you want to go walking around the block, hey, I'm all for it. Now, let me put a disclaimer on that. If that's what you choose to do and like to do for your workout, then I'll be your biggest fan. Okay, go for it. And I've said this in the past, and I'll say it again. I would prefer you do something you like and continue doing it than something you don't like. It's always better to do something than do nothing. Simple as that. So if you like the steady state cardio type of workout, i.e. riding a stationary bike, 45 minutes at the same plateau, and you like doing that and you will do it, great, go for it. Okay? Now, that being said, let's talk about low impact workouts versus high impact workouts. Now, I know I kind of took the 90-degree angle and went a little bit different for the HIIT and LISS workout. Oh, get all these acronyms going on there. Okay, so and I switched it from that to high intensity versus low intensity. High impact versus low impact. Because right away you're thinking, okay, high impact is the hardcore, get on that bench press and do all kinds of reps that way, or throw tires around, everything else. Yes, that is high impact. Now, when I talk about this, a lot of folks, especially at the age of 50. Now, if you're watching me for the first time, I'm going to tell you right now, Top Fitness Strategies, we are fitness over 50. We're all about looking better, feeling better, losing a little bit of weight. Okay? Now, if you're looking to be on stage, and the people that watch me or read my stuff and understand what I'm going to say here, if your final goal or if your goal is to show off your body on stage somewhere, chances are the stuff that I teach, that I promote, isn't going to get you there. Now, granted, it is a stepping stone to getting you there, but it's not going to get you there. All right, so let's make sure we understand the way I teach and the things I promote. All right, now one of the folks that I envision when I do my teaching is the high school, college athlete. From back in the day, I was one. That's right. From back in the day, that as life progressed, they kind of lost their way in the form of workouts, in the form of getting in shape or being in shape, and put on a few pounds here, a few pounds there, then a few more pounds, and a few more pounds, and a few more pounds, and a few more. You know what I'm talking about, okay? And now we find ourselves over 50 years old, thinking of the years of yesteryear and saying, you know what, if I just work out for a week, I'm going to have that same body I did back then. Ain't going to happen, folks. Ain't going to happen. First of all, a lot of the joints we have aren't the same as they were back then. As simple as that. Now, if you have been constantly working out and doing all kinds of workouts throughout your life, whole different ballgame. But I'm talking to the folks that just want to get back into it or want to find something different, and that's going to be not so stressful on their knees and joints and stuff of that sort. So, that all being said, and I know I'm going a long way around this whole thing, is low impact versus high impact. Now, my definition of it, And I don't care what the Webster's Dictionary says. I don't care what the Encyclopedia Britannica says about it. My definition, Top Fitness Strategies definition of low impact versus high impact is high impact is when you have, for instance, jumping. When you do something and you're going to land, so for instance, and put stress on the joints, that you're impacting the joints in a matter which that puts a lot of stress on them. Okay, low impact is like yoga. All right, now don't confuse this when I say low impact. That does not mean it's not intense. Because I can show you all kinds of workouts. I've done them. I have friends that do them. What's considered low impact but high intensity workouts. And I've said this before. I'll say it again. One of my favorite workouts that I do is DDP yoga. And if anybody knows Diamond Dallas Page and watching this, please tell him that I'm plugging his stuff. I love his stuff. That is low impact but high intensity. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, look up DDP yoga, and it is intense. Okay, so high intensity is, high impact. Remember, we're talking about impact now, low impact and high impact. High impact is when you're putting stress on your joints. For instance, when you jump and you land, that's putting stress on your joints. Okay, when you pick up a weight from the ground and push it up and bring it back down, that's putting stress on everything. Okay, that's what I'm talking about with high impact. Low impact, you can get the same kind of workout with low impact without putting all the extra stress on your joints. I'm not saying one's better than the other, one is worse than the other. I'm saying they're two different kinds of workouts, and whatever's better for you, I want you to do. So a good example of low impact workout, like I mentioned, is yoga. If you want to do body weight exercises, for instance, body weight squats, both of your feet are on the ground and you're squatting down, bending at the knees. But Andrew, you just said you're not putting stress on the joints and everything else. Bending at the knees, yeah, you're putting stress on the joints, but it's not extra stress like you're bouncing down onto them. And if I have to get into deeper explanations of that somewhere down the road, I will. But I think from that little example, you understand what I'm talking about. So, for instance, body weight squats. You can put a chair in front of you and hold on to the chair as you go down and pull yourself back up. Yes, you are still working your leg muscles, but you're not putting the extra impact on those muscles. Get it? Same thing with push-ups. You can do push-ups all day long, and you're not putting the extra stress on the muscles. You can do them on your knees if you need to. You can go halfway down if you want to. Now, if you want to put high impact with that, do plyo push-ups. So when you come up with a push-up, you're taking your whole body, pushing up, and you're putting your whole body off of the ground. And when you land back down, you're putting all this extra stress on your joints. Okay? So that's a lot of impact. Running, you're putting stress on your knees. That's high impact. Yoga, you're not putting a lot of stress on your knees. Still intense. Once again, do not confuse intensity with impact. All right? Doing yoga, it can be extremely intense. As a matter of fact, and I say this before, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, and anytime I meet somebody, especially a yoga instructor, because look, I'm bigger in stature than most people. I'll admit that. Bigger up top, bigger around the midsection, just bigger in stature. So when I meet a yoga person, which is usually female, the people that don't know my background or what I do, and we start talking about yoga, they're looking at me like, yeah, you don't do any yoga. Well, I do. Maybe I don't have the yoga body, but I do. But I tell them all the time, one of the hardest workouts I've ever done in my life is, okay, and that's the word hard maybe isn't the right word for it. Okay, but let me put it this way. One of the workouts that made me sweat the most is a yoga workout. And right away, from the P90X series, which is another program that I really like, they have a yoga program. Kind of misses the boat because it's too long. It's an hour and a half long. But it's yoga. You're in a 3-foot area, and by the time that 90 minutes is up, you will be soaking wet. You will sweat your ass off. Excuse my language there, but you will sweat your ass off. So if you want to do, sweat, you do a yoga workout. And I'm not talking hot yoga or anything else. I don't care what the temperature is. If you do it right, you're going to sweat your butt off. Plenty of DDP yoga workouts that are low impact, but they're high intensity. So that's the whole thing of what I'm talking about here. And I know I'm rambling on, and I hope you're still following what I'm talking about here. So impact and intensity not the same. So you can do a low impact, high intensity workout, which is the kind that I recommend for somebody. And this is the final thing here, and I'll coming back full circle here. Low impact, high intensity workouts for the former athletes that want to feel like they did something, but maybe their body's not letting them do it at this particular time. That's what you got to find. And I have several recommendations for that. Body weight exercises. Matter of fact, one of the links below is my Inside Out Top to Bottom fitness program. That is low intensity, low impact, high intensity. I'm telling you, I'm not even I have some notes here, but as you can tell, I really didn't look at them throughout this. But that's what you need to find. That's what I recommend to get back into shape, is to get low impact, high intensity. Now, once you start getting your body back acclimated with working out, then you can step up and start doing some high impact interval training, HIIT. All right, so that I wanted to get back around to that as well. So, man, I'm all over the place on this one. So that's my take on the whole low impact, high intensity, low intensity, high impact, stuff like that. Okay, so you get it. All right, links below. Check them out. If you're here still, if you're not, you wouldn't be hearing me right now. Subscribe to the channel, and also give me a comment about this. What do you think about it? Let me know what you think, okay? And we'll go from there. So I'm going to stop it here, and until next time, this is Andrew, Top Fitness Strategies. Ciao.